Hello, welcome to my channel once again. Today I'll be sharing with you importance of African history and how relevant it is to us as Black people in the world at large. Africa is a continent of thousands of languages and cultures. Talking about African history, we are referring to the past institutions and cultures of the people who lived in Africa. There are several importance of African history, but I'll be sharing a few with you. Firstly, through African history, we have been able to discover certain hidden facts about Africa. Yes, hidden facts about Africa. Through history, it is known to us that Africa is the heart of humanity. Africa is the cradle of man. The first man to live on earth lived in Africa, in the woodland savanna regions of Tanzania, and these have been proved by several researchers. Dr. Lewis Leakey and the wife Mary Leakey, through their archaeological excavations, the Old Divide Gorge, somewhere in East Africa, made some demonstrations on some fossil remains, which they assume lived for about 1.75 million years. So through their research works, it was made known that the first man to live on earth lived in Africa. So we aren't aliens at all. Africans have lived on earth long before. Not only that, history has also helped us to appreciate the fact that Africans contributed significantly to the civilization of the world. When I mention civilization, guess what comes to my mind? Pharaonic Egypt. Pharaonic Egypt contributed immensely to the civilization of the world. These people had their civilization somewhere 3,000 to 5,000 BC. Some even say that the civilization of the world started in Egypt. In my subsequent videos, I'll be sharing with you their contributions to the civilization of the world. So indeed, African history has helped us to appreciate the fact that we have contributed to the civilization of the world. In fact, we are even the pioneers of civilization. So we shouldn't be made to feel like we are dumb. We are knowledgeable and we can impact in the development of the world. And then also history has helped us to learn from the past mistakes. And those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. I told you earlier, history is like a guide. It guides us to the future. So if we don't learn from the past, then we are doomed. The past will serve as a guide to the future. And then we must see the warning signs. We sold ourselves into slavery, and today what happens? We sold ourselves. The Garamantes and the people who were going around capturing people slavery wearing white people. Our chiefs in a way endorse it just because of material gains. When you sell yourself so cheap, they buy you on credit. Let's learn not to sell ourselves so cheap, so that they will not buy us on credit. We need to appreciate who we are and respect each other as one people. Let the past guide us to the future. Let the past guide us to the future. It is very, very necessary that we learn from our past mistakes. And when we see emerging signs, let's resist it and condemn it. We shouldn't allow those things to happen as well. Not only that, African history helps us to address the notion and the erroneous misconception that Africa did not contribute significantly to history. Some would even say Africa had no history. Funny and laughable. We are the custodians of history and culture. How come we didn't contribute significantly to history? Before the early Arabs and Europeans came, we had well-established cultural systems. They came and met us with well-established cultural systems. We had distinctive names, dances and music, religion, social and political sectors. They came and met us with them. Do you know why? But our cultural practices did not conform with their cultural practices. So they condemned ours. They called it primitive, cultural backward, cultural stagnant. Some even describe it as barbaric. Just because it didn't conform with their culture. So we had history. When you come down where we are, in this part of our world, we still have beautiful African names, like Naporo, Wumpini, Suhieni, Wunna. You know, there are beautiful African names we have here. So Africa indeed had history. And history has made us to realize that we had beautiful cultural, religious, political settings before the white people visited us. So we aren't inferior at all. And not only that, history helps us to acquire knowledge about our culture, norms, values, and tradition. It is through history that we appreciate and take pride in our culture, values, norms, and tradition. It's very, very important. So if you don't acquire, you don't know those things, you might look down upon yourself. But no, we had very beautiful culture, very beautiful norms and traditions and values. Today we have thrown culture, our values and tradition to the dogs. We are an image of our own selves. We are running after modernity. There were not armed robbery on our streets. The young respected the elderly. And then the weak seek justice at the chief's palace. And there were peaceful judgments at our chief's palaces. But what happens? We have sold everything out. We are not who we are. History will guide you to know who you are. And not only that, history will guide you to know who you are. That's the next thing I'll talk about, self-identity. Some of us don't even know who we are. And if you don't know who you are, you will never know where you are coming from. We need to know who we are. Self-identity is key. The black skin is not a curse. It's a sign of pride, and we should take pride in them. Let's don't look down upon ourselves, and let's don't try to integrate ourselves out of ourselves. Let's identify ourselves, because lack of self-identity will lead us to destruction. Never try to integrate yourself out of your own self. History makes us understand that we were great people. We had been here before, and we are pioneers to civilization. And we should identify ourselves. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be sold so cheap. And then during slavery, horses were even expensive than a black man. Wow. We shouldn't allow that to happen. I always say this. No matter how long a stone will remain under running water, it can never change to a crocodile. Yes, no amount of water can ever wash off the pores of a leopard. Who you are is what you are. Appreciate the African in you, and then you will understand yourself very well. And even the past guides us to the future. History helps us to learn from the past, and the past will guide us to the future. We relate the past to the future. Today, if you come to our hospital, there are some sicknesses that they refer them to herbal practitioners. And in Ghana, there are licensed herbal practitioners who cure people in the ways our forefathers used to cure them. They use pure herb, and they used to cure people. And there are some sicknesses that they've sent to the hospital, and they cannot even identify what it is. But a herbal practitioner will even look at it at a glance of an eye and can tell what to use and then cure it. They use natural herbs. So let's try. History will help us to relate the past to the future. So it is very necessary for us to appreciate who we are and then learn from our mistakes. On this note, I'll say thank you very much for watching this video. And I must say I'm overwhelmed by the subscription so far. And those who have been able to subscribe, please try and subscribe to the channel. We shall be sharing more of culture, history, and education. Thank you. Bye-bye.